Hello and welcome along to Season 1 Episode 3 of The Head Coach. My name's Daniel and coming up on this episode we're at home to Gloucester and then away to Darlington in the FA Cup. But first, since you were last with me, we have been on quite a good run of form actually, so let's go and look at our results. Obviously we played our first two games of the season live in the last episode against Bath and Poole and got two draws which we were relatively happy with. Since then we've largely a sea of green, a couple of defeats in there where we've had injuries and so on, but not too bad overall. The only other negative really is the transfers. We haven't had anyone else come in and have had a couple leave the club, both going to Slough, where I think we're in the division below. And if we look at the transfer centre, there doesn't seem to be any movements in the works either, so it looks like we're coping with what we've got for now. But into the first game, we're at home to Gloucester in the Vanarama National League South. If we have a look at the league table quickly, you can see that we're sitting pretty at the moment. I think just inside the playoffs in 5th place. So we're way off the top. We were never going to win the league this year, but we're 2 points into the playoffs. And more importantly, we've got a huge cushion now going down to that lower mid-table finish that we're expected. So let's look at the team we're going to play today. And there's me, ever unprofessional, with the reserves up instead. In goal, we've got the ever-present Dan Lincoln. The back four is Calvin Davis, Chad Field, Wood and Crane. In midfield we've got Moyt, Widrington, Block and Swallow, and up front we've got the ever dependable Pearce and Lubicic. So let's get into this one. We're probably, after the start to the season we've had, expecting to win this one now, which could go either way. We can see again we're playing against a 4-3-3. Since the last episode we played quite a lot of games against 4-4-2 teams, but seems that we're back to the unusual formations down at this level. But oh well, let's get into it. So obviously we won the last game, so we'll tell them we want to pick up where we left off and go for back-to-back wins. And off we go. So Gloucester to kick off. Haven't had a great start. I think they were in the bottom half of the league. Let's just have a quick check. Although they're up in 4th, so we might be in a bit of trouble here. Two promotion chasing teams at the moment, and neither of them were probably expecting it. But here's Pearce. Can we get an early lead or an early counter attack on? Out to Moyt on the right. We have had a couple of injuries actually. Our first choice left back Campbell and our right winger Meldrum have both been out for a few weeks now. So we are down a bit to the bare bones once we get past the subs bench. But we haven't needed any more so far and they've worked out okay. But the only early shot's been by Gloucester. We're struggling a bit. Field heads on from the corner though. And Wood, and that's bounced down off the line. I thought that was going to be 1-0. But another corner here. Can we make it count the second time around? Swallow with the delivery. He's had great delivery all season actually. It's come back out to him this time. Back to Moyt on the edge of the box, into Pearce, back to Moyt, Lubicic, and there is the goal. 1-0 already. The front two have been absolutely brilliant so far this season. The one problem we do have with Lubicic is he's in the Iceland under-21 squad, he's that good. So we've been losing him for a couple of games a month at the moment, which hasn't been ideal because we haven't really got anyone who can step in and replace him, particularly in that target man role. But here Gloucester are coming straight back at us. Can they get a ball on the counter attack? The ball comes into Hall and is saved by Lincoln. I have to say Lincoln's been brilliant for us so far. He's made a number of big saves in quite a few games actually, but hopefully he won't be needing to make too many today. We've levelled up the shots with that goal. And hopefully we can take control of the game now and get a comfortable home win. Our home form's been absolutely excellent so far. So if we can continue that, that would be great. Nice to see an early yellow card for Gloucester. We always like it in this level. There's plenty of red cards about. Here's Widrington. Can we get a counter attack on again? Block with the long ball over, and that is to absolutely no one. We did say the technical quality is not always there at this level. But nevertheless, it's been a decent start overall. We seem to be controlling quite well, but this long ball is always the worry at this level. It gets past so many defenders so easily. But Lincoln again is there to make the save, as he has been so often this season. Again, we've got the big, huge ground here. Lincoln makes another save as we say that. It doesn't look like a 4,000 standing seat, does it? We do seem to be getting outplayed actually, which is a bit of a worry, but we've got the lead and that's the most important thing. We'll take that at the end. A long goal kick straight to Pearce, and that is an awful shot. But that's the Route 1 football that we talk about at this level. Excuse me, my voice is going a bit there. Excuse it if it is a bit slow, the laptop. It is on its last legs. We've got a new one coming in the next week or so, so hopefully we'll see the gameplay speeding up a little bit from there on. But not to worry. As long as we're winning, we don't mind how quickly it's going. Not much happening, which at 1-0 up can be a good thing. Lincoln with a goal kick again. Can we go for the Route 1 approach? Lubicic to Widrington, and that's poor again. We have been giving the ball away quite a lot in midfield, but Again, the opposition don't seem to be making too much of it, so that's not a problem. Hall here coming at us again. Hanks, who I think used to play for Cheltenham in midfield, is always a good player. I used to have him a couple of years ago on this game. And Hall, and luckily we've just escaped that time. We are living a bit dangerously now, so hopefully we can start to get on the attack again soon. Hall with a header from the corner, and again, don't know if that was the woodwork or Lincoln, but we'll give Lincoln the praise for it nevertheless. Here we go again. Swallows got it back to Crane. Here's blocking the midfield. Can we create an attack? This long ball's working really well, and Pearce is through now, and it's a good save by the keeper. Really could have done with putting that one away. He's been a good finisher so far. We've seen a lot of composed finishes from him, but on that occasion it was just straight at the keeper really. Widrington with a long ball to Pearce again. Can he do it this time? Yes, he can. That's a great finish. Beats the keeper at the near post with a lot of power. The keeper had no chance really. Don't know where the marking was because he was free, but we won't complain. And it's 2-0 and things are looking comfortable now. 10 minutes to half time, we'll happily settle on this if we just want to keep a bit of possession. But again, they're on the attack, so looks like it's not going to be as comfortable as we'd hoped for. But if they're going to go for those long 30-yard shots every time, we will be more than happy to live with that. Crane again, can we build an attack? Wood with the long ball, it seems to be working so effectively. And Lubcic has just run around 3 of them, but he's put it wide from 30 yards. 5 minutes to half time now. Looks like we're going to go into the break a couple of goals up. Not really deserved. It's been a fairly even game. We've not had much of the possession, but the long ball on the counter-attack's just been so effective. And there we are, through stoppage time, and that is just about half time. Not much we need to do at half time really, just give a bit of encouragement, say they've done well, and let's see if they can keep it up to the second half. We're happy for them to keep shooting from distance. They have had the 2 clear-cut chances, so probably should be level, but our finishing's been the better so far. Here's Pearce again on the edge of the box, and this time he's put it over. But we are creating chances. It was one of our worries in the first couple of games last time you were with us. We were looking a bit defensive, we weren't creating too much, but we are creating chances galore in this game. Particularly with the long ball, which has worked so well. We haven't changed any of the tactics. We haven't asked them to go longer, but it seems to be working. So we'll just let them keep doing it while that's happening. And Lincoln again with a great save. He has been so dependable for us. He's a keeper who's far better than this level. His contract is out at the end of the year, and our director of football hasn't offered him one yet, which is a bit of a worry, but I'm sure he'll get round to it because he is a class player. Probably the best at the club. 5 minutes into the second half, not a lot happening. We're more than happy for that now. We can have the rest of the game with no more highlights, we'll be delighted, but it's their corner again, and Wood heads away is a great header. And can we counter-attack again? It's our favourite mode, and here's Pearce, but he's challenged well, and it looks like Gloucester are coming back at us now down the left. Davis, the young right back, does well for us and goes back to the keeper, Lincoln, who clears long, and this is our favourite mode of attack, but this time it doesn't come to anything. And Gloucester are back in the box, but Field clears well. Looks to be settling down for us. We're not really giving away too many clear chances now. As I say that, McKellar's going to go through on the right, plays to Thomas. Hanks on the edge of the box, will he have a shot? He will, but it's blocked, and Field clears via block. Good defending, that's the most important thing. If we can keep a clean sheet, we're going to win plenty of games, so we're happy with that. More advice from the assistant. I don't know if we've missed any others during this game. Just Lewis Hall, they seem to think is the danger man, so we'll keep an eye on him, and there he is again. Coming up to that substitution time, we haven't got too many bad performers really. Swallow's been a bit disappointing from set pieces, and Block's always around that 6.8. He's 17, he doesn't really take hold of too many games. But Gloucester on the attack again, which is a bit of a worry. They've had the lion's share of possession and territory, even if they haven't had the shots to show for it. Crane with the header away, but it's coming straight back us again. We're camped in our own half. We've said that a couple of times this season. And here's Williams into the other Williams. They've got 2, that's a bit confusing, but it's a goal kick. I was offside, sorry. Let's have a look then. Let's see if we can make a couple of substitutions. We haven't really got much in the way of the bench now. The 5 players we see on there are the only 5 that are really fit, so we're going to have to work with what we've got. We'll bring Tuck on for block just for a bit more experience. Have we got anyone who can come in out wide? We could bring Davies forward and put White at right back, but I don't really want to mess with the defence at the moment. No, we'll just leave it at the 1 for now. So that's the one change, just to bring in a bit more experience in the middle of midfield. Not much more experience, I think Tuck's only about 23 anyway, but still over the 17-year-old will take it. Widrington to Tuck, who's just come on, back to Field, and the long ball, will it work again? No, it's not, it's headed away, but it's fallen to Swallow. and he finds Witherington, and the long ball, it seems to be the main tactic now. I don't know where it's come from. We haven't got direct passing or anything like that on, but we won't complain for as long as it's effective. Here come Gloucester on the counter-attack again, and Williams, great challenge by Field. He's had a really good season as well, actually. There's been a few games where Wood struggled alongside him and we've had to take him off, or he's made mistakes leading to goals, but Field's been ever dependable, constantly in the sevens, and he is going to be a key man moving forward. Again, he's only a youngster. I think he's under 21 as well, so he looks like the future's bright if we can keep hold of players like Lincoln and Field. We've got a corner this time. It's back to Moyt, who tries to shoot from 30 yards, and that is never going in a million years. Don't know why he took that on, really. It could have been a much simpler play than that. But oh well, with 20 minutes to go, we're not going to complain at the position we're in. We're 2-0 up. We are now starting to take control of some of the stats. And just look at the fouls. I know they've only had 3 yellows, but 15 fouls to our 2. But if we keep giving the ball away like that, the fouls aren't going to matter because they're going to get a chance eventually. Here they come down the right-hand side again. This Joe Hanks looks to be the main man in there, and Williams has hit it wide, thankfully. But Joe Hanks seems to be causing us a bit of trouble in the middle. You can see he's got a rating there, 8.7. For a team losing 2-0 as an attacking midfielder, that's not too bad. But we'll try and make another sub now just to see if we can close the game out. Witherington's starting to look a bit tired as he normally does, but I don't really want to mess with the centre midfield if I can. I've already made the one change, I don't want to make another. We could bring Crane into midfield maybe instead. In fact, I'm going to do it. Witherington is really struggling for fitness and we don't want to lose out because of that. So we're going to bring on Omar at left back and White for the right back, Davis. And hopefully that won't disrupt our defence too much. But with 15 minutes to go, we'd have to do one hell of a job to mess it up from here, really. Here we're on the attack again. Crane goes along, but it's blocked out. And now Gloucester counter-attack. And their long ball's starting to work as well now, which is a bit of a worry for us. But again, Williams has been awful in front of goal, which has worked out lovely for us. Lincoln with the goal kick goes long again. Lubicic, you always fancy him to win the first ball, but it's dropped down and it's come to Gloucester feet again. And Hanks with the long ball every time seems to be finding a man. Thankfully, Williams has gone backwards again this time, but Hanks again, look at that ball. I mean, Williams has wasted so many chances. Their manager would be furious, but Hanks is quality. He's creating chance after chance. So much so that I think we're going to, if I was in my normal part of the furniture save where I was in charge of transfers and contracts, I'd be straight for scouting him. But as it is, we leave that into the hands of our director of football here. We are just the head coach. So no involvement, no transfers, no contracts. We just have to sit patiently and play the cards we're dealt. Lincoln again has just made another save to keep us in it. If it wasn't for him, I dread to think what the score would be. They've had more clear-cut chances. It looks like we're mugging them, really. But there they go again. They've had corners and attack after attack. They seem to be dominating as we come towards the end of the game. And it's us who seem to be struggling with fitness a little bit this time. But we are hanging on, and with 5 minutes to go, it looks like we could be getting a win to take us up to 4th place. Headed away by Lubicic, and what a save again. Lincoln has been in ridiculous form for us, and he is, how he's not man of the match, I don't know. He has gone into the sevens now. Hanks again with the corner, back to Parcel. Hanks again with the cross, and Omar clears away. We owe Lincoln and Field a debt of gratitude in this game because they have been absolutely exceptional. You can see they're both well in the sevens, which you know on this game for a goalkeeper doesn't happen very often. But with a minute to go until stoppage time, we might just hang on, but now we're about to go down to 10 men. No subs left and the right wing is injured. We're just going to drop Pearce out there for now. Don't know if he can play there. No, he can play on the left, but it's not worth the hassle at this point. We'll put Lubicic on his own up front as the target man and just see if we can hold out for the 4 minutes. If it was any longer, we'd do something a bit more clever. But we don't need to worry at this point. With 30 seconds left, we have got the win in a bag. Surely we can't ruin it from here. It's just a case of seeing out the last 10 or 15 seconds. They've got one last set piece and a chance to create a goal. McKellar into Parcel and Ori, and don't want to lose the clean sheet, and no worries for us. We've got Lincoln in goal, so that's not going to happen. Hopefully he'll clear this and that'll be full time then. And it is. Full time whistle goes. We've nicked it 2-0. There's only one reason we've kept a clean sheet in that game, and that is Dan Lincoln in goal, who was absolutely brilliant. But most importantly, 3 points. We jump above Gloucester in the league into 4th place, and things are looking rather rosy in the league as we go into our FA Cup 3rd qualifying round tie against the big side from the Conference North. So let's see what they've said about the game. Again, it was a fairly even game. The quality finishing was the difference, just as we'd expected, really. The most important thing with a small squad is how bad this injury is. We've already got Meldrum out on the right wing, and that's only a few days, so that is the best it could have been. You can also see we've got Campbell coming back. He might be back for the next game against Darlington, and Meldrum's only going to miss a couple more, so not as bad as it could have been. We'll be back in a moment for the Darlington game in the FA Cup. And here we are, ready for our second game against Darlington, a break from the league action in the FA Cup. We know they're in the Conference North, but we don't know whereabouts they are. Let's have a look and see how they're doing. They're third bottom, which is a bit of a surprise actually. They're quite a big club, well renowned. Again, I've gone on to the reserves, apologies for that. Lining up for this game, we've got Lincoln in goal as always. We've got Davis, Field, Wood and Crane along the back. We've got Moyt, Block, Tuck and Swallow in midfield, and Pearce and Lubicic up front. So the only change from the last game is Tuck in for Widrington, just because he's a yellow away from the suspension and the FA Cup's not as important to us. Luckily, we have got a week until our next game, so we can play a pretty much full strength team. So let's get into the game and see if we can progress in the Cup. It will certainly be big financially for us. Having said that, we've still got £1,000 of the wage bill a week, and the director of football doesn't seem to want to spend it. Again, a weird formation going on here. I can see Luke Trotman there. He's a former Luton youth player. Always keep an eye out for them as a Luton fan. Don't think there's any other names in there we recognise. I know Sayers, I know that name as well. Do you used to play for Bradford maybe? He did a long time ago. There you go, I've still got a bit of my memory left, but let's get into this one. Again, it's pick up where you left off. Our assistant manager seems to like this line. I guess the good thing with that is it means we've won enough games for that to keep coming up. But there we go, away from home, we've not been quite as useful. We have nicked a few draws, and I suppose a replay from this game wouldn't be a bad result. But I expect Darlington to be a class above what we've faced so far, despite their league position. They've got some good players. They're playing in a formation that might cause us a bit of trouble. And they've got a former Luton youth prospect, so they can't be too bad. A few minutes in, nothing to shout about so far. Let's see how the possession's looking early on, and again we're getting outplayed in possession, but we seem to be playing more directly, so that's not much of a worry. First shot of the game's to Darlington 10 minutes in, but there's not much happening other than that. Here they are on the attack again with Trotman and Sayers, the two we picked out before the game, so I'm sure they'll make a difference now. And here they go down the right with Trotman. He's going to put the ball in and hopefully they don't score. And Lincoln, as we saw in the last game, equal to anything that can be thrown at him. You just don't feel like he's going to let in a goal, which is very unusual for a keeper at this level. They're normally error prone and not particularly reliable at all, but in Lincoln we seem to have had a real star here when we got to the club. Here comes Lubicic on the counter attack down the left, but he's dispossessed quite easily in the end. And again, it looks like they can get us on the counter with these wingers. Caton's in for the second time, but this time he's put it high and wide. We're really looking like we're struggling out wide. Those two attacking wingers causing all sorts of problem early on. Obviously Crane on the left isn't our first choice left back. We have got Campbell back on the bench today, but he's only allowed to play 45 minutes according to the sports science team. But halfway through the first half, we've only had one shot on target against us and it hasn't been too bad overall. But almost every time I say that we have a chance against us, so I'll sit patiently until this one's gone by before praising the defence again. Here comes the right winger, it's crossed at field, heads away, but it's straight to the Sayers who we mentioned earlier on, and it's cleared away. But again, we've got a chance to counter now. Swallow goes long, it's our favourite game mode, and Lubicic has got it on the left. He puts the ball in for Pearce, but it's headed away. Now Tommy Block, but it's wide, and it's a poor effort really. Don't know why he went for the shot there. If he could have looked for the pass, if he had a bit more composure. That's the one thing we're probably missing in this team, is that midfielder who can just pick out the pass. We saw it with Hanks for Gloucester in the last game, where he just caused chance after chance against us. We're going to follow the assistant manager's advice again there to close down one of the wingers' crosses, but it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference, to be honest. Yeah, we do struggle in the midfield. We haven't got that real ball-playing quality player, which I suppose at this level most clubs don't. But there's me being greedy and hoping my director of football will spend the rest of our wages on something great. Lincoln's just made another good save and parried the ball well away from danger, which is the most important thing. Just caught my eye, the White Hawk game at the bottom there, where one of the strikers has got 4 goals in 20 minutes, but nevertheless, we'll go back to our game and focus on that. Lubicic losing out in the air here, that doesn't happen too often at this level. Swallow with the through ball, but it's cleared back to the keeper, and he will just clear away, and hopefully we won't get hit by the long ball this time. Field's been a bit of a rock at the back, so we tend to be quite happy with him. And Sayers, the man we mentioned before the game, has now scored against us. We're 1-0 down, and our worst fears have come true. 10 minutes to half time. I can't see us getting back into it before, and we're going to need a big team talk to turn this one around. We haven't had a shot on target. We're getting absolutely outplayed by Darlington, and as I feared, it looks like they're just a class above us at the moment. Now we've got the advice to close Sires down. It's a bit late, don't you think? Gillies, who we were closing down on the right, and he's just put an easy cross in, and Saunders has headed past the keeper. Couldn't really do much with that for 4 yards, could Lincoln, but again, it looks like game over already, and we have to take the difficult decision of do we want to start resting players for the league games again next. But we've got a long ball through here to Lubicic. If we can get one back before half time, that changes everything, and we have. Ollie Pearce, as is usually the case, the front two combining so well. They have done so many times this season, and Pearce has got us back in the game. And all that negative talk can go out the window because we've got a chance to stay in the cup here. I know it's not as important to many people in this generation, but at this level it's still such a big competition. There's still the romance of the cup, and if you can get a big first or second round tie, it can make all the difference to the club for the season ahead, for the facilities, for the staffing costs and everything. So we've been told to praise them even though we're 2-1 down, which says how much of the underdogs we should have been here. But in the second half we'll still go all out. We might go more direct towards the end if we need to. We've got Lubicic up there, and for as long as we've got him, we can just go long if we need to. Here he is. He's fine Swallow on the left, and Pearce is in the middle again if we can find him. The cross just misses out, but it's fine Moit, and it's headed away again. Davis has got it, and can we put some pressure on? No, we can't. The highlight ends at the most inappropriate time for us. A few minutes into the second half, and they're going at it again now. So Saunders on the edge of the box. He's already scored one, but not quite as good with his feet, thankfully. I'm quite optimistic actually, considering the only shot on target has been the goal. We have looked a bit more lively at the start of this half. We've got down the flanks a bit more. Swallow's delivery's always been good this season, and the front two are combining brilliantly so often. 10 minutes in, we've got a chance to attack here. Tuck's giving it away again. I feel like it might have been a mistake to bring him into the team. His rating's poor, he's made a few mistakes. He keeps losing the ball. I'm not sure if he's going to be seeing much more of this game. But the long ball's gone through again. It's reached Pearce, and out of nothing he's hit the post. Oh, I thought that was the moment. We're not really playing well at all, but we're creating chances out of nothing. The ball's come in from a free kick, and out of nowhere Lubicic has equalised. Again, just our second shot on target, and we've scored 2 goals. Now, having said that, we have had the only clear-cut chance of the game, so maybe we're not doing as badly as we think. We're coming up to that hour mark now. We might freshen things up just to see now we're back in the game. Can we start to take command of it? Lubicic has got it again. Tuck to block. Lubicic again on the halfway line. We want it further forward. Long ball to Pearce. He's in again. He has a go, but it's straight at Talbot, the keeper. And before we go any further, we are going to make that change. We'll get Tuck off, and we'll bring on Theo Widrington and risk the yellow card. And just swap them two around because they tend to prefer the opposite way. So we've got the 2 youngsters in midfield again now, but the way Tuck's been playing, I don't think we're going to lose out with much. The other option we've got later on is to bring Crane into the midfield and get Campbell back on because he needs a bit of fitness. But at the moment, there's not too much on the negative side to worry about, and with 20 minutes to go, we'll look at making another change maybe. Who have we got we can bring on? Not a lot is the answer to that. We need to bring a right back on, so if we swap Crane to right back, and we'll bring on Christian Campbell, the first choice left back. Hopefully he won't get injured if he's just playing 20 minutes or so. And also Moit's struggling, but the right winger's not back from fitness yet. Don't know what we're going to do with that one, to be honest. I know Sakaja can play a bit on the right, so I'm going to give him a go. Just to see if things get any worse. I don't want to take Pearce off when he started to get in behind a few times, particularly because his finishing's far better than Sakaja, as we saw in the second episode earlier in the season. With 15 minutes to go, Keaton Woods now picked up a knock, and it's always the risk making the 3 subs earlier. I don't know why we've got a 2 minutes added time alert come up there, because there's still 10 minutes left. Not sure if that's a mistake or not. Saunders, we've got a warning about the headers, so we'll change that. I'm a bit worried about Wood now. His rating's starting to drop, his fitness is starting to drop, and we can't do anything about it. We've got another 3 kicks headed away. Sakaja, can he find Swallow out wide here? Good delivery, headed away to Widrington, and it's cleared. We are starting to look the more likely of the 2 now, but I've said that before and been wrong, so I won't get too excited. But Sakaja down the right now, he puts the ball in for Lubicic, and he should have scored. He's put it over, but that's great play from Sakaja down the right, considering it's not his natural position. And let's see if we can take charge of this game now. Darlington have got an attack on, but we've looked fairly solid in this half, and we've got a free kick for offside. No danger at all there. Just feel like if we got one more chance, we might be able to do it this time. A couple of minutes left though, it's not looking particularly likely, and I think we're going to have to go to a replay. The problem with that is it will be in this midweek, and we haven't got the squad to play this 11 again. A few won't be fit, and we haven't got anyone else of quality that can come in. So I fear that we would probably go out even at home in the replay. But with a couple of minutes left, we've got to be happy with the fight back. It keeps the morale up, keeps us unbeaten, even if it is a cup game. And is that a mistake? Oh, I thought he just undercooked it a bit there, but he's managed to get away with it. Here's Stoich, another name I recognise, going through on goal, and it's gone wide. I think he was a Gibraltar international. I'm sure he played for Forest Green a couple of years ago, but that is it. It is 2-2, and although we could say it's disappointing given the second half, from 2-0 down we would have taken that any day. It's a really good result against a side that are quite a bit bigger than us, reputation-wise at least, and we've got to be pleased with that. So we're still in the hat for the FA Cup 4th qualifying round, even if it is at the expense of a replay the day after where we may well still go out. So let's have a look at what they've said about the game. Lubicic being the key man again, we'll give him a bit of praise. Keaton Woods picked up a knock there, I can see. What's that? Oh, it's only a game or two, so it's not too bad. But that's all from this episode. If you have enjoyed, please put a thumbs up on there and subscribe to the channel for more regular content from this head coach story and other Football Manager and Football Manager Touch content. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.